you doing? My name is Anthony Nolan. I am the state representative for New London's 39th District, and I am happy to come before you. I am at 30 Broad Street in New London, Connecticut, talking to two wonderful ladies in regards to the Community Land Trust. I am going to have them introduce themselves, and we are going to tell you a little bit more about Community Land Trust.
Hi, I'm Maya Shepard. I am a proud New London resident. I'm also the executive director of Hearing Youth Voices here in New London, and we organize with young people for social justice change.
Martin?
I'm Myrna Martinez. I'm the executive director of Southeastern Connecticut Community Land Trust. I'm also a resident of town, just like a block and a half that way. And the Southeastern Connecticut Community Land Trust is a nonprofit organization that's membership-based, that holds land in trust, or we hold land, acquire land, and hold it for greater community purposes, such as community spaces, affordable home ownership, growing food, and open space.
That's more than I even thought. Community Land Trust does quite a bit of stuff, and these two ladies are very active in our community. Can you share a little bit about collaborations and things that Community Land Trust does with other organizations or agencies in the community?
I'm excited to, yeah. Yeah. So in order to be deciding like what the greater kind of purpose is of the parcels that we decide to acquire and help organizations or individuals acquire the buildings. And I say the buildings because we permanently hold the land in trust so that it's perpetually affordable.
Okay.
And also like maintains its mission. So like these two buildings that we are going into a partnership with our two organizations, Hearing Youth Voices and the Southeastern Connecticut Community Land Trust. Hearing Youth Voices will eventually own the buildings. We will hold the land in trust with a ground lease so that if Hearing Youth Voices, if something were to happen to the organization, that we are ensuring that these buildings won't go to the highest bidder and that they'll always be of community use. Mm-hmm. So right now, this partnership, and I started out by saying that it's membership based because it's important that our members, our community people, are part of the decision process of what's going to happen. That say they give an okay, that they say that this sounds viable, that's something that we need, that we want in our community. And this partnership is, well, why don't you say what the project is?
Yeah, so I'm really excited to talk about this partnership. So as Hearing Youth Voices for the last 12 years, we've worked with young people to develop their leadership skills around civic engagement efforts related to curriculum, education justice, economic justice, and gender justice. And so part of what we're working on with the Community Land Trust is a partnership to steward these two houses that you see. And we'll be starting a youth residential program open to young people ages 18 to 24. And deeper than residential, we're hoping to really create a safe place for young people in transition to come to land, to be housed safely, and to be held as full human beings. And we hope to provide programs like financial literacy, like getting you connected to, I don't know, you're 18 years old, you just graduated and you need to get your ID and you're looking for job readiness, or you're looking for transition from high school to maybe you want to go to college, maybe you want to enter the job force. We really want to be a landing space for young people in transition so that you can come here, you get a ton of support, and then you're ready for the next phase of your life.
So wait a minute, is this in the news yet? Because let me tell you, this is like really exciting because these are things that I know you both have kind of talked about for a long time.
Yes.
So to now know that it's coming to fruition,
it's happening.
It's showing the actions actions speak louder than words kind of thing that we always are in favor of.
Yes.
So this is great.
So your timing is impeccable because you got in touch with me yesterday and we haven't even had the transfer of property yet. So we're hoping that's going to take place in July. But I have to tell you, so I'm a teacher by training, right? So immediately, this is something that spoke to me. And I don't know if I'm saying this just a little bit differently because of the way but when you say in transition, if this is what you mean, or this is the part that to me is a part that speaks to my heart as well, is that your organization, as well as Fresh New London, and I say that because, perhaps they're not here at this point able to like participate in the project at this point, but they've also identified the need that we have, unfortunately, many situations in New London where a lot of our young people, or a number of our young people, maybe I should say, are housing insecure. So sleeping on someone's couch, or, in a hotel with families, and so therefore might need the guidance that young people might need. So the secure housing, just like that primary, Maslow theory of hierarchy, just like your foundation of safety. Right. But then the other piece of that guidance, because at 18 years old, we're not necessarily ready. We need hand holding. We need to be able to like bounce back.
Even at 21 years old.
Exactly. Right. So we need
and older.
Right. Right.
So
we're all figuring it out.
Yeah. So this program is yes, there's the residential piece, but there is the piece of financial literacy and life planning, and part of their contributions to the house will also go into their own like escrow, their own accounts, that so that when they walk away from this, it's a limited period program, 6 months to 2 years type of a thing, that they'll walk away with their piece that they've hopefully developed means to help manage that and understand of how to better set themselves up for future situations.
So being on that topic, that surprise, you heard it first set, rolling with Rep Nolan. But how many units will you have how many kids will you be able to place?
Yeah, so we're looking
approximate.
There's different designs in the house. So there's like dorm style units. There's also studio apartments, a 2-bedroom apartment. So we're thinking we'll have at least 10 units. Okay. Maybe more. Yep. So we'll see, we'll see a lot of, some of it is still in development, but we'll have at least 10 units to house folks in.
Okay.
So I think another thing, just because you said the house, it's actually 2 houses. It's the one that we're in right here, which is 30 Broad Street. Yeah. And it's that one, 32 Broad Street.
So you're just trying to mess people up. You're trying to mess people up. I thought it was just that.
I've been trying to get in touch with you, Like, there's reasons, there's great stuff to share.
Yes.
So, so both houses, there's a bit of mixed use, so a little bit of office and programmatic space, but then also the residential piece to it. I think it's important to say also that it'll be fully staffed, meaning there's like an RA type of person. There's a lot of development. This year is going to be renovations and programmatic development, really just setting things up for the best possible outcomes. But
so how can the city help you, and how can the state help you? And I know those are fast questions and you might not, but something to think about. If not today, but I just want you to recognize, because this might be a good project for like CIF funding, or some kind of bonding.
To start with, it looks like it's being recommended to council. It hasn't gone to council yet, but it's being recommended that we get a pot of this last ARPA funding for some renovations. That'll cover maybe half of what we need. So there is quite a bit still left of need. We're going to have to, go through different projects and look for other sources, some, grassroots campaigning on the porch. We need a new porch. Who wants to fund a new porch type of thing?
So this is a good opportunity for some of our local businesses to maybe partake in sponsoring some of the fixes.
Absolutely.
And maybe you can put a little tag on it saying sponsored by whoever. Especially our
see that hook up there? A little sign being hung?
Especially our larger corporations like Eversource. EB, Pfizer, who is still in Southeast Connecticut in some ways.
I can see Eversource taking care of the utilities for such a worthy program. That would be.
So y'all done just flipped the whole script on me.
We're really excited, and we're really grateful to continue the legacy of community space, porch sitting like we're doing right now of St. Francis House. And so we're hopefully we're thinking by the end of next year, early 2026, our residential program will be up and running, and we're excited to continue to build deeper community.
Okay.
So this is an opportunity that has been provided by St. Francis House.
Mhm.
They are moving on to divesting of their assets
Mhm.
and have found this project to be continuing of their legacy
Yes.
and what their values are.
Mhm.
So we are extremely grateful for the work, the past work, and the continuing work
Mhm.
of St. Francis House through how they're, through these houses, through both
Okay.
of these great properties. I also do have to say this driveway here is a right of way for the urban farm for
Yes.
Fresh New London. So
Okay.
it's got a multi, and I'm sure it'll grow. It's got
Yeah.
a multi-organizational community
Yeah.
aspect.
Yes.
Yeah. And I just talked to the new, is it the director, Shanice?
Yes. Oh, Fresh.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm Fresh.
Yep.
So she's going to try and do some, she's looking for some funding for their projects that they're
Absolutely.
doing also.
Yeah.
So if someone wanted to get in touch with you guys, how would they get in touch with you? And
Mhm.
then how would they get in touch with you?
Mhm.
Because you never know when people hear and see things, how much they might be able to help you.
Yeah. So, we can earmark for the Southeastern Connecticut Community Land Trust, earmark money for specifically for this project.
Mhm.
And my email is mirnam@sectclt.org. And our website, oh God, is it Southeastern Connecticut Community Land Trust? You'll find it. There's a way to donate through there, and I'll even give you my personal cell phone number 917-686-1098. You can send me a text first so that I know. Otherwise, I might think you're spam. But this project does mean a lot, I think, to myself, to Maya, the community.
Yes.
That's why the membership and the boards on multiple organizations decided to support this.
You guys just
Yeah.
turned my whole interview into something. I'm just so happy right now. Tell them your contact.
Please call me. I love, we can call, we can text. So 860-574-6038 is my phone number. Please reach out and email me at Maya, MAYA, @hearingyouthvoices.com or info@hearingyouthvoices.com. That goes to Des Moines, our finance and operations manager. And if you're looking to make donations or just learn more about our work, please look us up at hearingyouthvoices.com.
So you've heard it on Rollin with Rep Nolan. It's just an amazing thing. This is showing that New London is really happening, and there's some things that are going on that are surprising at all times. I just thank you for watching, and tune in next.